is this motherfucker? What is this motherfucker playing?
I don't know.
Crouching tiger, hidden tinfoil hat. Oh,
he's gonna hit a chord. And
oh, you're doing.
Oh,
the Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
You're so creative.
Hold on.
No.
Tuck. He's gonna tuck. He's gonna tuck.
Hey, young Jamie, shut that.
Is good. Oh, are we up, down? Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. All right. You're up. I don't know about down.
Down. Sunday.
Yeah. Good morning, mofos.
What's happening, guys?
I don't know.
Same old shit.
You see, we got another three-way going this way with one of the OGs right here.
Back in the fucking saddle.
The master of disaster causing much pain. You dumb shrimp wimps, it's you I tame.
Fuck you.
Oh my god.
Fuck you, whining motherfuckers. I came back just to fucking make you mad.
Dude, I've had a chub since breakfast. I didn't want to say nothing because we got Gigantor. I didn't want him to see it.
Yeah, you were awesome.
You guys seen it. A lot of people are protesting. They're not going to watch, dude. They're mad.
As long as they're mostly peaceful, we're good, right?
Yeah.
It's alright. My Tinfoil Tim, that's my code name now is Tinfoil Tim, dude.
Is it?
But everybody just be patient, dude. All
For
right?
what?
For the great reset, it's coming, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at. Follow this guy. I mean, it's legitimate.
Yeah.
I'm already 47. How much longer do I gotta fuck with?
I was thinking you should have an AK-47 birthday, dude.
I didn't think about that. Dude, look at you.
I'm serious, man.
But you're right though. When you said something last week, I was listening to. He's like, you guys can't keep setting dates, but it's been like that since I was a kid. When they said end of times, end of times.
How many times your dad told me the world was gonna end?
And I hear it now. The world's gonna end. The world's gonna end. What happens is 20 years later, that's why religion has been falling off because people are thinking like, okay, wait a second here. When is this gonna happen?
Hey, but you know the real motherfuckers was at Heaven's Gate. Those motherfuckers had the date down, dude.
Those guys were legit, dude.
Dude, right? No, Jim Jones?
Heaven's Gate was the one where the comet was supposed to come by.
Yep, Haley's Comet, yeah.
And they all wore Nikes.
And fucking on the bunks. And
at least they followed that shit to the end, dude.
They were fucking right, dude.
Hey, not to get off course, but wasn't there a guy that just recently said something passed by like in 2017 so close that he said it had to be... I can't say man-made, but intelligently made.
Yeah, from another galaxy.
You didn't hear about that?
It's Oumuamua is what they called it. It's like a big, long... It looks like a piece of fucking rock.
Yes, but it's long and it's like this. And they said the way it was traveling...
No, it was...
No, I know, but every time I say something, and then Fresh said, yeah, this is... And I start thinking... Wait a second. If he's online with it, I better start rethinking this.
It's all right.
I might be going down the wrong path here.
Dude, I'm gonna get my fucking. This is gonna be platinum when it's all done, bro.
Yeah.
You guys gonna be fuck. He was right.
Dude, I think that was...
Where's that going to put you when I'm right?
You know you remind me of? Remember Independence Day? The one crazy guy that kept saying...
In the RV?
Yes. And then...
I told you.
Finally, I said, Fred's going to say so much crazy shit. As one day, one thing's going to come true, and he's going to be like, I fucking told you. And I'll be like,
No. I'm not gonna throw it at you guys though. I'm just gonna say welcome to the club.
You gonna let us in?
Come on in.
You gonna let us in?
It's all good, dude. I laid down roots. I got roots in this shit.
This guy's like, I already got property, bro.
Yeah,
dude, I got roots. I already know what the new dollar's gonna be called. All right, so I'm already in. I'm already buying that shit.
This guy's in heaven with 20 other projects he haven't finished yet.
and the 40 virgins I was promised. And the 40 virgins I've been promised. So.
Yeah, I guess, dude. No, you wouldn't do it anyways because you have too much love for women.
Dude, I can only love one woman at a time, dude.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know. They all love you. I don't.
Yeah, that's the problem. Dude, it's always the guys that have all the women that decide that they only want one at a time.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because guys are only as loyal as their opportunities.
There you go.
Weller, you remember I've been loyal since I was dating Christine Guthrie back at Lake Alpine. Remember the two chicks took their tops off? We were in the boat.
Dude, you guys were like 12.
Yes.
You guys were like fucking
yeah, but I still didn't fuck around on my girlfriend. I was like, no.
Legit.
Yeah, I guess.
You know I did.
Yeah. But I guess men don't count.
And she dumped me anyways, that fucker.
Shout out Christine Guthrie.
Christine Guthrie, what's up?
Yep. Christy Jacobson's in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Christy Jacobson.
Come on, Weller. You know she broke my heart, Weller. Come on.
I know. That was your first one. Your first finger.
Easy.
All right. Let's bring some.
Hey. All right, go ahead. So, we're just going to go through them all?
I don't know which one. Which one's the... There we go. So we'll do shout outs. You got even a shout out, man?
Well, yeah, a shout out. She's a new subscriber, Virginia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So she's deep into it. A lot of times we don't do a live show. Everybody knows that, and they want to make comments and stuff. But go ahead and comment after the show. We'll retouch it on this one. But she was saying it'd be a good idea because we get new viewers and stuff like that to kind of give the new viewers a background of who we are.
All right.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm down with that. Let's finish the shout outs, then we'll go through it.
Can I do one real quick?
Yeah.
I got a text last night from a young lady that said they wanted a special shout out. Her name was Irma Garcia. She said she wants to send a special shout out, a birthday shout out to a Daniel Garcia.
Oh my goodness!
On 2/2, it's gonna be his birthday. He's gonna be 47 years old, years young.
Yeah.
And he's only getting smarter and better looking with age.
Oh, I'll let you.
Dude, this guy still looks the same as in 6th grade. He's other than maybe 10 more pounds on him, he looks exactly the same. Happy birthday, my brother.
Thank you, Papa. Thank you. Yeah.
That's good shit, man.
Yeah.
AK-47, bro.
That's my lady, man. Always thinking of
someday. I hope I get to be that old someday, dude.
Yeah, like in a few months.
Mm-hmm.
You might make it. I don't know if that hat's gonna help.
I don't know,
well,
dude.
you are regressing. You are regressing.
They might. Hey, the rapture could happen any day, dude. I just hope it don't happen during the show.
I hope it does, dude. I'll be like, where the fuck did this guy go?
Yeah.
This motherfucker said,
fucking take me, please take me. Teleport. Hey, that Star Trek shit was just a way of teaching you guys what's gonna happen, dude.
No, that's actually a good topic, but we could get your shout outs and we could talk about that. People hoping shit happens.
What's up to Mike C, Floodlit1, J Bone, Sarah Reed, Derek Farron, my man Abraham, Chris Whittemore, my boy Travis, Nate Tosta, to the Idol crew, and to my new favorite dog, Daisy.
all right.
Oh, and Gigantor. We got Gigantor in the studio today.
Yeah,
you guys just can't see him.
We got our version of Young Jamie there.
Yes.
Oh, man, he's fact-checking us.
Baby D.
Yep.
We'll call him Baby Delicious. How about Baby Delicious?
We got a little loud.
Our fact checker.
Yeah.
Hey, when you called him a Gigantor, I was like, man, I love that name, dude. And there's a band called Gigantor.
Yeah.
It's
What's funny is I thought I had big feet when I was growing up, right? I was wearing like a size 11 and like as a freshman in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy's. We have to order his fucking shoes.
What size your shoes? 15. What the fuck, dude?
15 and he's 16.
Ooh. I know Baby Delicious is hanging like a motherfucker too.
He has to use those.
He got basic white man.
He's got to use those.
It's how you use it, brother. It's how you use it.
I just seen
It's
it
all
on
foreplay.
Yellowstone, dude. He's got to use those cattle sleeves for condoms, dude.
What?
Yeah.
Why do
Talking about
we?
when you're like
You guys
inseminated?
packing heat? Yeah, it's like this.
Oh,
like an
He
elephant
couldn't-
trunk.
When we had breakfast this morning, he couldn't get out of the fucking stall.
Yeah.
Do you see that
He had to
waitress was
shift.
on his
He
tip
had to
too?
shift. You feel the balance of the chair shift?
That waitress
It
was
was all
on his
balls.
trip.
It was all balls.
DG was like, "Hey, she to the waitress, he's like, do you like country gravy?" She's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Cause my son don't like country gravy." She's like, "I don't either."
Yeah, and she was like, "Here, give me 5." I was like, "Oh,
What the fuck? He
Yeah.
was dripping, huh?
Drip.
Dude.
But no, for new viewers and stuff, I'm Daniel Garcia. We grew up in Northern California, small cow town, the G.
The G.
The Galt G. Now we're in the Springs.
You're in the Springs. We're all over the place.
Everybody from Stockton, people like you, Sacramento people, they all moved to Galt, and just Galt wasn't Galt to me no more. So I moved up here to the foothills, and it kind of takes you back to that small community.
Yeah, I love it, man.
I like that.
Man, time goes by fast, dude. I mean, fuck, it doesn't even seem that long that this guy's fucking getting me in trouble at the fucking with the principal.
Mr. King.
Mr. King came. Me and him are sitting having lunch in what 5th, 6th grade or something like that. Fair sight. Mr. King comes up and says, Danny goes, "Can I go to the bathroom?" And he goes, "I don't know. Can you?" He goes, "Yeah. You want to see?"
Yeah, he gave me a smart ass fucking comment. I was trying to be respectful.
And that's the first time I ever got in trouble because he was like, I was laughing, because I'm always like, he's like, you know what?
The hype man.
Yeah, both of you guys can go sit on the fucking.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't even got in trouble if this guy fucking laughed so hard. This guy laughed so hard, like, like, you know how someone does that? Like, someone say some stupid shit.
Because he got burnt.
Yeah, and they'll hype it up and make the guy even worse. Yeah.
What's up, Weller?
But what an amazing journey, huh? To get here, we're here. He's wearing a foil
Foil hat, dude.
I don't care. It's like a point of pride.
Do you feel? Sometimes I feel like I'm still that same kid. It's just like with responsibilities.
Yeah, with bills to pay.
Well,
yeah.
Wait till like where I'm at now, where I got none of it again.
Yeah. Well, Fraser's always been a special person.
I grew up different, man. I started out in the G. I was in the G till like second grade. Yeah. Then we moved to Texas, moved to Florida, moved to Oklahoma, moved to Seattle, moved to LA, moved to Stockton, came back to the G.
Yeah, so I mean, you were gone like I think it was like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, about 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So I got a little street education, but I'm thankful for where I'm at. Thankful that Harrison's, thankful for the Frasers that adopted me, took me in as their own kid. Been working at PG&E now for 28 years.
Kinda.
Well, the last 2 years.
It's like that one episode where he said, "Well, I lost my job."
Right.
Hey, what's that one movie that says, "When are you gonna stop jiving and tell people you got laid off?"
Yeah.
What was that movie?
I don't know, but that's funny.
I just like telling them I'm retired till I'm not.
Yeah.
You're in lingo.
Well, actually, right February 11th, dude, I got a fucking pasta.
Oh, don't start setting more dates, bro. Don't start setting more dates.
Oh, there we go.
Dude, Weller, the best thing about the date, though, is it's something to look forward to, dude. Like, I know I owe you $6.
No.
And I'm going to give it to the Christian Abortion Fund. That's my whole... I will do that for you, dude. And put your name...
Oh, please. You know what? I almost sent a Christmas... I almost was going to donate Fraser's name and then send it to him just to make him mad.
Donate it to who?
To the abortion, to the
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
Oh no! just
dude, it's like when I tried to sign you up on Grindr and it already said you had an account.
I had an account there.
A gold star.
Yeah.
Dude, is this cold?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have one.
Yeah. A little beer never hurt nobody, dude.
Oh, it's Twist Top. I'm not used to that.
I'm glad you went for the fucking American beer there. I brought the liberal beer too for.
Oh, here.
It's pretty good.
Is it a pop?
Yeah, it's pop top.
It's a Twist Top.
It's a Twist Top.
Is it?
Nope.
Yeah, I got
you. Here you go. Right here.
It's all right. It's all right, construction guy. I got you.
Let's all have a beer. Fuck
What's
it.
the knife of it first?
Boom.
Oh, that sounded wet.
All right, I'll do it.
Give me a cheers, man.
That smell like fucking horse. Fucking.
Yeah.
All right, cheers. All right, we're good. Hey, bitch.
This guy, we gotta be careful because Fraser's a super spreader.
Dude, I've only been around 4 people that got COVID.
This guy said he got COVID 4 times.
He has. This guy's had COVID like fucking 4. He was pissing the fucking shit out the end.
Dude, I did get sick 3 times last year, but I never got tested.
We know.
I don't know. Well, we've been friends for like 4 years. Most of you that watch know that. 40.
You sound like Biden. You sound like Biden in a speech.
No,
we're gonna vaccinate 300 people.
Well, it's
like
mom.
Who? What? I was like, that's so sad, dude. He kept saying 300. I was like, no, dude, you sound so fucking retarded.
It's funny though. I like to watch him talk.
And you have to call it out as it is. That's why we can get all these topics, but if you don't call it out like it is, then you lose all credibility. Like if I would say, no, he's a smart motherfucker, I would sound like a fucking idiot. You're like, okay, I don't fucking anything he says is all bullshit. Then you just gotta say it is what it is, dude. It is.
How about that one where he's talking, then all of a sudden he just goes fast, like, and we're gonna bring in the best.
And they replay that over and over again, and you can't figure out what the fuck he was trying to say.
I mean, Covfefe was one thing, dude, but this guy got it every day, man.
Oh. Yeah. But let's get into something. What are we talking about? What do you want to do? Let's do it. Everybody's waiting for this fucking... I love this.
There we go.
What do we got, Fraser? Go ahead. You're the captain of this fucking caboose.
Yeah, bitch.
How about drugs?
We're getting into drugs right off the bat, huh?
Why not, man?
Right off the bat. The stigma of drugs?
You're the subject matter expert.
Stigma of drugs, yeah. Well, I've been sober for a couple months now, so I am trying to pop a job, but once that happens. So
I think a stigma is generational, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
absolutely.
culture at that time, right? So we can go all the way back to when hemp was first grown, and it was a way better source for paper,
right?
More quality,
clothing,
and who shut it down?
Pirate cells.
All the guys that were growing trees and stuff and using wood for paper and shit like that and everything. It was a way better product for rope.
Yep.
Right? Rope was
cells.
a big thing.
Yes.
And just like now, if they come out with some kind of technology that's better than oil, right? As a battery thing that it gets fucking shut down.
Like hydrogen?
Yeah, because these people know that it will cost them their fucking fortunes.
Yes,
Right.
yes, it's the same way like the fucking Facebooks and shit. A startup internet company or social media, they'll buy it up right away and they'll fucking spit it out because they don't want anybody to compete with them.
Right. So
well, the other thing is I can grow weed for our own consumption, our own use,
and that's a recent change.
Yeah, at a level that we don't need to use pharmaceuticals. So you're taking money away from the pharmaceutical groups.
And if you're absolutely fucking objective about it, like I won't even say his name because he probably don't want his name out there, but they were dead set against marijuana. Oh, marijuana's the fucking, and they were doing coke all the time, but it was marijuana. So then all of a sudden they start using CBDs and stuff, and all of a sudden they're like, well, and then they got into once they CBDs, then they start taking gummies, and then like, okay, let me try this. Oh, you know what? It's not that bad. Actually, I've seen people weighing off pain pills starting to take gummies and shit. Yep. And who was against that? The pharmaceutical companies,
yes,
right?
That's who's the fight against it. Yeah.
Right, and it's a stigma. It's a stigma. It's like, oh my gosh, they're smoking marijuana. Some people, it's like crack. It's like, oh, they're smoking fucking crack cocaine. And even that crack, like, if you want to do crack, do fucking crack.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you gotta say something outrageous.
No. You should be able to do whatever the fuck you want to your own body. With that, but you deal with those consequences.
And if it starts affecting other people's lives because of your choices, then that's a problem.
Yes.
Well, dude, look at
this. You can do that with alcohol, overeating, all that stuff.
Well, here's another one. Sugar's a drug, right? Like in New York, you can't buy like a 20-ounce soda. Everything's 16 ounces now. They don't sell super size.
I've seen that. Yeah.
They didn't do that because it's a drug.
No, it is because it causes obesity and stuff like that.
I guess it's perception.
It's not a drug.
Your perception. Everything is perception.
Yeah.
I guess if you perceive it as, because everything that we say is whatever. We made up. We made up the dictionary. We made up all these wording. So I guess it's perception. Does that consider a drug to one person? May seem like sugar is a drug to them. They can't do it. They're diabetic.
I get what
everything's perception.
Or caffeine, nicotine. Yeah. Right. Like when I went to rehab, one of the few times I went to rehab. People are coming off of heroin, they're coming off of cocaine, they're coming off of benzoids, shit like that, but they're still addicted to nicotine and caffeine.
Right.
Yes.
Those two drugs are legal, and I don't know if can you overdose on nicotine?
I don't know.
Well, you get cancer.
Well, there you go. Caffeine, you get the fucking.
Yeah, I know. I've seen people fucking lock up over that. Big Bird. But anyway. He was just dehydrated.
Full body spasms.
Oh, God.
Get him a banana. Get him a banana.
Dude, he was like, you remember Mork and Mindy when he sat on the couch and then he stiffened back? He was on the fucking stands and the bleachers like that.
I heard about that story several times.
Dude, I felt bad, dude. Anyway.
You know, the drugs are going to keep getting better, though. The designer drugs and stuff are going to keep getting better.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, I think we're kind of missing the stigma thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So back in, say,
the 50s,
our grandparents' generation, you were a fucking criminal drug addict if you smoked a joint.
Right. What was that movie, Fresh?
Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness,
right? Yeah. And then in the 70s, there was a big movement. And we're just talking marijuana, right?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So there was a big movement, the hippies and everything like that. And, you long hair, fucking hippie. And what were they associated with?
Marijuana.
And?
Acid.
Right.
Freedom.
Free love. Flower power.
Yeah, but I mean, drug-wise, it was like hallucinogens.
Yes,
and marijuana was
mushrooms and shit.
Marijuana was like the cigarettes of today for them, I guess, right?
Yeah, but and also the potency back then probably was fucking minimal.
Garbage.
Yeah, it was garbage.
It was garbage.
Don't ask Cliff that. He says that's the best shit he used to smoke was back in.
But you know what? And I had the discussion with my son.
It's a different high.
Yeah.
About marijuana, and I just basically said, you're still young. Your mind's forming. Don't let something like that fucking control you. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you and say that marijuana is worse than alcohol because you're gonna have a beer. I'm just saying, get yourself squared away first before you start fucking getting high every day and fucking hotboxing you, because it doesn't motivate you.
No.
Yeah, and and your mind is still forming, and I don't know what the effects are. Maybe like drinking alcohol when you're done, it could fuck you up. But just get yourself established, like an education or a job or whatever, and then you do whatever you want. Once you're self once you can take care of yourself, independent, you can do whatever you really want, as long as, like DG says, you don't hurt anybody else. It doesn't affect anybody else's life. Yeah. You know, that's and you pay your bills and you be a productive citizen.
Right. You remember when we got that sack of weed? It was all Mexican.
It was shake,
seeds.
dude. It was shake.
But it was a big ass sack.
Yeah.
It was a big ass sack like this, dude.
Yeah,
and we drove out to Harold and sat in a barn and we rolled up like fucking 30 joints.
Yeah, just got a headache.
And we smoked them all.
Yeah, all we did was get a headache. And then we acted like we were high, walking around, oh, dude, we're so high. But we were even fucking high. We were a bunch of fucking idiots, dude. But half the shit we did was stupid anyways. But luckily we never got caught for half the shit we did.
Live and learn.
Yeah.
So now the stigma, so now the stigma has came all the way to where
it's normalized.
Marijuana is kind of a mainstream.
It's normalized. Yeah. It's becoming more normalized. Yes.
They've started to prove the medicinal benefits of it, right?
Yes.
They've started to take extracts from it that have nothing to do with the THC and have huge benefits from it and stuff. So you look back at those other generations and they go, "What a closed-minded group of fucking people."
Yes, and right? And there is the whole description of evolution, like
or capitalism.
Capitalism, but we're just evolving. We're all constantly evolving, and we can transition to another topic. But I think sometimes when we evolve, we overcorrect and we try to over-evolve or the pendulum swings so far one way. We try to overcorrect some of the mistakes we made. To where, like I just joked about crack, but then we're saying, what's wrong with crack? Like, we try to overcorrect, like, legalize everything. There is something to be said to having some sort of restrictions. Sometimes we have to they have to protect us from ourselves sometimes.
Especially when you're younger people that are not making the
best decisions. Here's the thing, I've always said this about drugs and anything, like, if cocaine's illegal, right? But I could find it just about any town I go to.
Yes.
Right.
You're not.
It took you a while the other day.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a couple hours.
He's just playing. He's still going to get a job January 17th.
It's just no, it's the 17th. It was February 11th. No,
I don't know.
He just put time travel. We put it backwards.
The dates go. They mix in.
But sincerely, man, like just firearms too. Having a firearm is illegal, but I know people I can buy guns from. You know what I mean?
What do you mean firearms are illegal?
Like you're supposed to have them registered in your name. Okay. If you're a felon, you can't have a firearm. Stuff. They have everything they say that is illegal isn't. It's just illegal. People still do it.
And that has to do with, a lot of things have to do with state to state. Like different states have different restrictions. Some of them are lax. Some of them aren't.
Look at Utah.
California's going to restrict everything. Just fuck about everything. Right? But your option is what I was telling somebody at work. It's like they were complaining about, the gun laws and stuff. I said, well, you always have an option. This is America. You could always go to Arizona or Texas or one of these other states if you want to. We have to kind of live where it best suits us. And I know people who have moved to Arizona and stuff because it best suits them. I mean, sometimes that's an option. We all complain and stuff, but your option is always to move to a state that best suits your lifestyle.
But tell me honestly, is it better today?
No. Let me touch on that because that's basically, live this way or get the fuck out. Yeah. That's what you're saying, right?
I'm not saying that way. I'm saying either that or create a movement or create a voting platform where you can actually change the way the restrictions.
Constitution.
Yes, but originally the states were supposed to govern themselves. It wasn't supposed to be federal government. The state to state, the states were supposed to govern themselves. So when people go and vote on these things, because we vote for these people to be in power. We vote for these people to run our legislation. We vote for these people. Yeah. Now,
but voting's fixed, dude.
Okay, well let's not go into that right now. Yeah. But this is.
I know you're allergic to the truth.
Okay, we can get into that. But And look at this is where I know everybody calls me libtard shit. I didn't want the Democrats to win those 2 seats in Georgia. I didn't want that.
Because you want balance.
Balance. But the difference is they created a way to create more votes. Stacey Abrams went out. She went into the birth records and she found over 100,000+ people who were 17 that were going to turn 18, and she registered them to vote. Like that's a smart way to maneuver, right? You're gonna use that.
And then have them all
when we're talking
100%
about
of them vote
the Constitution
Democrat
and stuff, we got to say, okay, what do we got to do to get people to vote? What do we got to do? Is it education when we're young? Whatever it is. I mean, we might be too far gone in California to even go back, right? Yeah. But the Republicans right now, they're really not I was like, fuck, come up with a immigration law or come up with a health care plan. Stop. Their plan right now is to figure out voting rights in all these states right now, instead of coming up with a plan that inspires people to get out and like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to vote for it because they're coming up with a tax plan that's going to help me. I'm going to vote Republican. They're spending all this time right now trying to create a voting platform, like change the vote, restrict the vote, more voter ID. Just create something that's like preempt the Democrats and say, here, this is our healthcare plan. This is our immigration plan. Preempt these people. They had 4 years to try to do something like that. It's like,
dude, what we need is a third party. We need a legitimate third party, because when you look at the balance, you have 40% of voters are independent now. 40%. It's the biggest voting bloc.
Yeah, you're right.
Independents are the biggest voting bloc, man. And what you do if you create that third party is you're going to pull Republicans, you're going to pull from Democrats.
Yes.
And if you have a moderate party in the middle that kind of goes both ways, it's going to win.
So you think it's a coincidence that a lot of these states, let's take Texas for instance, right, where you can have unrestricted gun sales, and their crime rates, this is per capita, are so much lower than they are with all these gun laws here in California
or Chicago or Atlanta.
Yes, and I'm sure there's something that correlates to that too. Also, we have, I don't know if you could call it, what's it called? It's like a history of like there's no place in Texas that resembles San Francisco. There's no place.
You got Austin, yeah.
You think that? I don't even think anybody in America resembles San Francisco. But what you're saying is there's a train of thought in California that's already at this point. Like, I don't really see Texas as having, like, this is what a person told me before. They go, okay, well, I'm a conservative California Republican. They went to another state. They're not conservative Republican. They think they are, but when they got to that state, they realized what a real conservative really is. So we're already California. We've been so, and it's pre-programmed and shit. We've been so pre-programmed. We have a lifestyle.
So you think there's no correlation from what I just told you?
No, I said there is some. There has to be some.
Let me ask you what I was going to ask you before though. You seen California in this 80s, right? In the 90s, in the 2000s, right? 20 years removed from the 2000s, you think California is better now than it was 20 years ago?
No, absolutely not.
And who's been in control and power for those 20 years?
And Fraser, this is what's funny, where everybody calls me libtard. If you looked at my actual voting thing, I vote mostly Republican on those things.
Well, I know that, but you gotta. If I'm gonna stay redneck, you gotta stay libtard. That's the way that's gonna roll.
But I was telling,
sure the fuck shouldn't be in the middle.
And I was telling DG this. I think that what happens is the far spectrum of somebody will make the whole party look fucking ridiculous, dude. Right?
One,
because and we talk about this before. It's like it's we could say whatever, we could post whatever. It's what the fuck?
Drug abuse.
But it's really how you live. It's really your lifestyle. Okay. What you contribute to society. Really, I could say the most outlandish shit, but if I go to work, pay my taxes, take care of my family, do this, I'm really living a conservative lifestyle. Really. And the only thing that changes is how you vote, right? But mainly I vote conservative anyways. Okay. But I lost my fucking train of thought.
Dude, you're not rich enough to be a Democrat, bro. First of all.
So anyway, so we got away from the stigma thing.
Oh, we were talking about drugs.
I know. So what I was going to do was, like, we kind of did weed, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever a opposite side stigma to heroin.
I don't think so.
If I look at a heroin addict, there's never a part of it where I look at it and go, yeah, but he's getting this out of it.
Right.
Well, the only one I can think, the only one that comes to mind is John Travolta in Pulp Fiction.
Oh God!
Right.
The fucking needle in it.
Yeah, but I mean, he was a functioning.
And
heroin
I said that with methamphetamine, with crank. I said the same thing, and I was like, at what point do we get to the point where we would say, dude, I have never seen anybody succeed off fucking crank?
Nope.
What point would you be like, I want to do that drug, I want to get high like that?
Yeah.
Like,
I want to lose my teeth.
Completely torn apart and destroyed. Then meth
but
for you.
yeah, you're right. There is some drugs that are like, there's no
positive stigma side.
No, there isn't.
There's no opposite side to the bad stigma that it has.
Well, have you seen that drug chart where it shows the hurt each drug causes, and it's a percentage? It's in green and red. Have you seen that chart? Well, what blew my mind was the lowest drug on there was mushrooms.
Right.
And I they're just like weed. They're all natural. They grow and shit, right? I mean, but to me, man, I've been loaded 1 billion thousand times, and I've taken shrooms probably 100 times. Okay. They're not the same, dude. Mushrooms to me are way up higher on that chart than fucking weed is.
Well, in evolution, they're doing studies where it's resetting people's mind who are alcoholics and stuff. They're using microdoses of LSD, mushrooms,
Steve Jobs,
and to reset their mind. They're using it to treat alcoholism now.
What's that one? Yeah, it's not a mushroom though, is it? Isn't it another type
psychedelic?
No, it's been it's a psychedelic.
DMT.
I think it is DMT. It's been known to break addictions.
Yes.
Yes. Ayahuasca is another one.
Right.
And I agree that the doctors prescribe, or the doctors care or whatever, because you'll get to the point where you start taking it, you're like, oh fuck, this is cool, you're tripping. You're not really doing any good for it. But
what happens when you take mushrooms or a psychedelic is your brain gets flooded with adrenaline, right? So if you microdose, you're just releasing small amounts of adrenaline in your brain.
Look that up, please.
Yeah, go ahead. Because, hey, I'm telling for a fact, because I've tried to
I'll tell for a fact.
Yeah, because I've taken acid.
This is the guy with the tinfoil hat on. Listen to him.
It's a fact.
It's a fucking fact.
Tune in, Tokyo.
I just tuned it in. Okay. Hey, I'm on YouTube right now, bro. I got this.
You're fucking dialed.
The information is coming in.
Laptop,
but sincerely, man, I've taken acid and then, like, try to do it again 3 days later, nothing. Nothing.
No effect?
No effect, because my adrenal gland was fucking emptied, you know.
That's
when I took.
See, you said adrenaline.
Yeah.
It's not it's a...
Endorphins.
It floods your brain.
Pineal gland or whatever that gives you the hallucination.
Yeah, it floods your brain with it, so all your receptors are fucking all connecting at once. That's how you hallucinate and you see different shit. Yeah.
Okay.
But once you empty that, it takes several months for it to come back.
Okay.
That's why microdosing is something different, because you're just basically putting a little hole in there and letting a little bit out.
That's how they came up with the iPhone.
Yeah.
You know they...
Sincerely.
Steve Jobs was microdosing.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs do LSD microdoses. That's how he said he came up with the iPhone.
Yeah. True story, dude. It's a good book, too.
Yeah.
So they're saying that your pineal gland actually is what it gives you dreams while your body's asleep, while you're asleep.
Okay.
It's also where they secrete androchrome.
Where they drink the blood of children.
Let's get into that.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on.
Conk it out, Fraser.
Yeah, because I want to get educated right here. All right. So, go ahead.
What about androchrome?
Yeah. That's the pink.
It's the pineal gland. So what they do? Have you seen Doctor Sleep?
He said pineal gland.
The pineal gland or the pineal whatever.
Okay.
You know, it's fucking. Yeah. It looks like a little.
You're taking little baby dicks.
Yeah. No.
Pineal gland.
It's in your mind, dude. It's like your third eye. The Egyptians call it your third eye.
A third eye. Yeah.
You've heard that.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And so what they do is, like in Doctor Sleep, if you've seen that one, it's a second movie to The Shining.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I know. I do.
What they do is they take kids and they torture them. And they torture these kids and they secrete this pheromone that these demons fucking suck up.
You're talking about the movie right now?
Yeah, the movie.
Okay.
In the movie. It's a movie. And Stephen King, his whole idea of it is from what they do with fucking torturing kids and getting their pineal gland. They get that stuff running through their blood. So it's like taking a...
I've heard this.
I know.
And well, this has been going on since the Egyptian times. It's not just some Hollywood shit.
Okay, I'm listening.
All right. But apparently that's what's going on right now, dude, is with all this child trafficking. Here, listen to this. This is a sincere statistic, dude.
Okay.
800,000 children go missing in the U.S. every year.
Okay.
800,000. 50 states, right?
Okay.
50 states, 800,000. That's just the U.S. That's not worldwide.
Okay.
So where are these kids' bodies?
Well, it's not 800,000. It's 800,000, but it's some of these runaways that come back. It's the way they record it. But it's a lot. It's a lot of kids going missing.
Yeah. So where are their bodies, dude?
They're drinking their pineal glands.
That's where they're at. They're in Hollywood, dude.
Yeah, they're taking baby dicks and they're fucking eating on baby dicks.
Tom Hanks, Ellen DeGeneres, fucking Johnny Depp.
What's the name they say for that stuff?
Androchrome.
Androchrome.
Yeah, and they secrete it through torture. John Podesta, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton.
See this, but this is what I'm talking about. The problem is that extreme side, and honestly, I believe in the conservative point of view. I believe in fiscally conservative. I believe in family values. I believe in all that. And everybody misconstrues what I say, but I'm just trying to make points out. Is that when you say that, they blanket. Well, look at the right's believing in this craziness. The right is believing. How can I follow the right when they're talking about eating on baby dicks and shit? I'm gonna have to fight the other way. And
it's the stigma.
And the people in the middle are being like, okay, well, I'm gonna go this way instead because they're hearing this craziness and they're blanketed. It's like you got the AOC and far. You say, oh, the far left's so fucking nuts, man. They got all this shit going on. They're fucking nuts.
Here it's the stigma, Weller.
That's why you're saying that the independent party is so big because people are tired of eating baby dicks, or the world's gonna die because of global warming. Like people are tired of those extremes.
Yeah, but
they're in the middle.
Here's the stigma, man, and I faced it ever since I seen the UFO with my kids. I've been facing it because I can't unsee what I seen, right? Because I was in the same boat as you. I didn't believe in aliens and all that shit, But now,
no, I never said I don't believe in aliens.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So you honestly believe in aliens?
There has to be something out there. Okay, but that's another topic. I don't want to get off.
Okay, but to make my point, that's conspiracy shit. That's fucking tinfoil hat shit. Is aliens, right? But it's true. Aliens are real. You see what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with this torture culture they have with children.
All right, let's stay on that, right?
Androchrome, yeah.
Someone sent me this is one of those extreme sides, right? So you ever heard the Aerosmith song Pink?
Yes. Pink.
Yes. They say that entire song is about androchrome because when they actually extract that stuff, it's not red like blood when it hits oxygen. Okay. It actually has a pink color to it.
Okay.
Right? And if you hear the lyrics or if you read the lyrics to that song, it fucking completely fits the narrative of what these people are talking about, torturing kids to extract that from them.
Oh, I'm sure the theory's been around, like Sager says, for thousands of years.
It goes back to Egyptian times.
Hollywood is a huge part of that shit right now.
Well, I'm sure you've seen those the Egyptian skulls where they thought they were doing brain surgery and there's holes in their skulls and stuff, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. They were extracting the pineal gland is what they were doing.
So what is the purpose of it then? What is
it makes you youthful. It can prolong your fucking youth and it's the best drug in the world.
So it's saying that song is an ode to androchrome junkies. Steven Tyler is quite familiar with the despicable practices used to prey upon children to produce androchrome.
There you go, but I'm a fucking tinfoiler.
The rich and famous ingest the substance so they can live longer. The androchrome is served in a blood-based mixture, the walnut sauce that has a pinkish hue.
So Betty White.
No, maybe. I don't think she eats hot dogs, bro. Hey, it is no shit. There's no shit. I remember old boy.
You always say this no shit. This is serious.
Wait, no. Here's the deal. All right, here's the deal.
Let me read this next part.
Go ahead.
This is right up your fucking alley. This is why so many Victoria's Secret clothing lines carry cryptic references to this color. Pink Love, Pink, Got Pink, among the apparel brands. McAllister's TV touches upon androchrome while also discussing why Google is a threat to humanity. Why do they talk to this? TRU reporting, I have no idea what that is, breaks down the talk of Hollywood celebrities discussing their androchrome fixations. This shit, I don't know,
dude. All I'm saying is,
keep saying it, and
here's another
not helping, man.
Here's another one. The Catholic priest, right? You never used to hear this shit when we were kids about. You'd hear like, oh, they touch, or they'd fuck around and say, yeah, they touch little boys, or they do this and that, right? Mm-hmm. That shit's been going on forever, and now it's not a conspiracy; it's the truth. These motherfuckers are getting sued for it,
right?
I mean, it's not a conspiracy; it's not tinfoil anymore. It's the fucking truth.
I don't know if it was ever tinfoil. I think that was always kind of accepted, like the Boy Scouts. Like somebody's fucking touching these fucking kids, man.
I never heard about that when I was growing up.
I don't remember it.
I did the Cub Scouts for a very short time with the Lanes.
Yes,
Charles Lane, mom and dad were like, I did the Cub Scouts with them, so I wasn't exposed to a lot of it or whatever. But I never heard those stories until probably in my 20s.
But I remember as a kid them saying like, because we were kind of split between like a Pentecostal Catholic religion, and they would always say, no, you're not going to go to the Catholic church. They're gonna fucking fuck you over there. They would always.
You used to hear that when
I was a kid, not in that language, but in yes, and I used to hear that, and I'm like, oh shit, and I used to always be fearful of like, oh, I don't want to go there because they're gonna. It got to my mind so much that I was like, I don't want to go in there because they're gonna finger fuck me. But
are you serious?
Yes, I mean I heard that shit for a long time.
I was never
exposed to some. Yeah,
I was never. My family never regularly went to church.
Yeah,
so
I thought you did You didn't go to catechism?
Never. I was never even baptized. I tried to get baptized as I was older in the Catholic Church, right? My wife is Catholic. My son's, he's baptized, First Communion, all that, right? So I went to the Catholic Church, and they told me you have to come to Sunday school for 6 months before we even consider to baptize you. And I was like,
dude, I'll do it, DG.
At the time, I was a dual status federal technician, right? Yeah.
I'm certified, bro.
You're certified, all right. He's certified, all right.
I will feel so saved after that. But anyway, they told me, and I couldn't do it because I was a dual status federal technician, which meant I was active duty, but I had to serve that 1 week in the month along with the reservists, and that was once a month. I would have missed a Sunday, and they say you can only miss 3, and before they make you start.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, I guess God.
You
doesn't want me in that part.
Yeah, all that stuff. It's like my son asked me, "What's life about? What's God about? What's that?" And I just
a tough question.
Actually,
what do you tell your son about Christians and abortion?
Okay, this is what I tell my son.
I just love this guy's view on it.
I'll tell you what I told him. I said, this is what it is. Like, in this house, I believe in God. We believe in God. I believe there's a higher power. I believe in God. I believe that. I said, don't get it so where it's so confusing. I told DJ, don't get it too confused with this. It's real simple. Be the best person you can be. Treat people correctly. We believe in God, and that's it. I said, don't worry about not drinking coffee on Sunday or wearing a dress on Tuesday or none of that. I said, it's all noise. It's all doctrine noise created by a lot of man stuff. Yeah. I said, you're going to get on the world and you're going to find your own peace. You're going to find your own higher power, whatever. I said, but in here, I believe in God. We believe in God. But we can serve God by being the best person we can fucking be. So
you're talking God and Jesus, right? You believe in Jesus?
Do I believe in Jesus? Yeah. I believe there was definitely a man that got sent here that was called Jesus to set an example to how we're supposed to behave, right?
Do you need Jesus Christ to be your Savior?
I think
his taught path.
Yes. I agree with that. But I don't think necessarily. I do think that we're gonna get judged for everything that we do. I do honestly think we're gonna get judged. However you could call it Allah, you could call it God, you could call it Jehovah, you call it whatever. And I honestly think there's just one God, anyways. So
that's what I believe, man.
Yes, and I think that we're just trying to do our best. You know what? And I see so much. The reason why religion is falling off is there's so much hypocrisy in a religion, and people are looking at it. And I'll get into the personal story is my dad is not talking to me right now over a year because he feels like my head's not in the Bible right now.
That show was the reason, right?
Yes. So that's so far away from the real belief system of God.
Love him.
And this is where I find the hypocrisy in. And this is why I'm telling you, the pendulum swings so far, is that right now, if Jesus came to this earth right now and was walking around and was telling you, we need to feed the homeless, we need to welcome the foreigner, we need everything that he was saying, the far right would say, you're a libtard. What are you talking about? You're a libtard. Why are you saying shit like that? We need to worry about ourselves. So the hypocrisy of it is just so
Jesus also said, pay unto Caesar what is Caesar's. So taxes and shit should go to our people. That's the way I believe
I pay taxes.
But myself, that's what I'm saying. Myself, I don't believe in the Bible or Jesus or any of that stuff anymore. I don't. I believe, like you said, in one God for everybody, right? Mm-hmm. What really threw me off out of all the 10 Commandments, think of this one out of the 10 Commandments, because I think they're all cool except for one. Mm-hmm. One says, you should have no other gods before me, right? Now, does that sound like a God saying that, or does that sound like man? Because it sounds like a form of jealousy to me. I don't believe God would say that to anybody.
I heard the same explanation on Brilliant Idiots the other day.
And I would not think that God would need to say anything to anyone. He gave you life.
God also gave you free will to choose nothing.
Yes,
that's right.
Yes.
To choose nothing. You could choose nothing, man.
And then that's where I say, Frage, live your best life, brother. You believe in that? Good for you, man. I'm not going to say, you know what? You're not following this code, and Frage, you're actually off here. That's you. That's why when we talk about...
The first part you said is true Christianity. Even if I'm not here to try to...
No.
You have to do this. I'm going to pray for you if I don't think you're doing it. But
yes.
I'm not going to condemn you for...
Yes, exactly.
I'm not going to chop your fucking head off because...
But you have to recognize the hypocrisy there. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to change you from being a Christian or not, but... When you don't know what you believe in or what you're following blindly because you haven't read the Bible, you haven't attended church.
He'll say that's called faith.
Yeah, you're going on faith. Yes. Well, it says to you right there, one of the 10 Commandments again, thou shalt not kill. And there's not any because or what if.
It's not thou shalt not kill. It's actually, you're right. It says thou shalt not murder was the original interpretation. Murder.
And that's what an abortion is,
okay,
bro.
that's fine. But my thing is, I don't even agree with abortion. I wouldn't suggest anybody to have an abortion. But like DG said, God gave us free will. That's your decision. And if you do that, I'm not even going to judge you, Frage. That's your decision to make. That's my only thing about all this abortion stuff is that I want everybody to go out. God wants you. He doesn't want you to go in your room, go to church, come back, go in your room. He created all this stuff.
It's true.
He created all this stuff for you to interact with. He created all this. You have to make choices. He wants you to be in bad situations. That's why they say, be careful what you pray for, because you pray for patience. You don't get patience. You get in a situation where you have to learn patience. You say, give me strength. God doesn't give you strength. He put you in a situation where, fuck, I got to learn how to be strong. So be careful what you pray for.
You need to be tempted, though. That is part of it. You need to go through the temptation.
And that's my deal with abortion. Is like, that's your decision. You have to live with that. Good or bad, that's your decision. I'm not here to judge you. I just think everybody should have a choice in the matter of how they're going to live their lives. Now, we do have restrictions, but in that scenario, what if your father rapes you? What if you get raped? What if the baby's going to die? Like, there is things. And I agree that the government should not subsidize the fucking abortion cost.
That's where I was
right? Yeah. I just say it's free will. Decide what you want. I choose
got a $6 donation.
Dude, my tax dollars should not be going to fund.
My tax dollars shouldn't be going to a lot of shit.
Did you see that?
That's a big one for me.
We gave Israel the equivalent of $50,000 per every person in Israel. Did you see that?
You know, I was gonna look into that, but we were out having a meal yesterday.
Look in the funding bill. It gives you the. All you do is take the amount. I think it was.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna throw back at you.
Yeah.
How many people are in Israel?
I don't know.
Okay, there's 330-something million people in the United States.
Yeah.
There's nowhere near that, and Israel's smaller than fucking Texas.
Okay, but you're talking, and they didn't give it to every person. They gave it to the government. You know, they gave it to the government. It's not. We didn't give it $50,000 to every person. It's just a scenario.
Oh, you're saying the breakdown. States
well, we give them for money. You know, we give different countries money. They broke it down. It costs $50,000 per person. But you're just right. The number game gets played in there too. It's like when they say France has free healthcare for everybody.
But here's what you're overlooking.
But it's a small portion compared to America.
Here's what you're overlooking. It's our taxpayer dollars.
Yes. No, I'm not.
It's our money.
You're right.
It's our money.
We have no say how that goes out.
We have no say.
I guarantee you give every fucking homeless person out here $50,000, dude, right? Half of them are going to die the very next day, right? Because they're going to do the best drugs they could possibly find.
Yeah.
Right? But the other half are probably going to get their shit together and go to work, dude.
Do you know that spot when you're coming up 99 and you're just getting into Lodi and you can take that lane?
Turner.
You go over the river right there.
Yeah.
And you look down there, and there's that encampment, homeless.
Dude, that's happened in a lot of places.
No, but you don't know where I'm going with this. I know that's the homeless part of it, right? But I drive by there, and then at the end is a gate.
Yeah.
Right? There's a gate now and there'll be brand new BMWs, fucking Mercedes, shit like that, parked at that gate, and they're not there giving these people food.
Nope.
I don't know what's going on with that.
It's dope, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
I told you the story. So I was going down 99 just past where Sambo's used to be, right there on 12. In Lodi. Yeah. Remember where Sambo's used to? Yeah. I forget what it's called now. But there was fucking hella homeless up underneath the overpass. And I was with my kids and shit. They're like, Dad, what are they doing? I said, I don't know, but I seen that guy had a gun. And they're like, what? He had a gun? I said, yep. I called 911. I'm like, 911. Some fucking homeless over here underneath the bridge. And they're like, oh, we can't do that. I said, they're on the freeway. And she's like, well, there's nothing really we could do with that. I said, one of them has a gun. She's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah. So we go to Stockton, do our shopping and shit, and the girls took forever. So it was like 4 or 5 hours later, we come back. All them tents are gone.
No shit.
They fucking took all of them out there. So obviously somebody did have a gun or something underneath there.
Yeah, okay.
But that's a.
I don't know the solution to that.
He was going and then we got into homeless.
It's all right. We'll cut it up. What you want to talk about God anymore? Or?
No, that's fine.
Was that one of our? Okay.
What do we got? How about happiness, dude?
Okay.
Yeah.
Happiness is good.
I seen something where the country measures now. They measure their happiness by longevity of life, health, water. In America, we still measure it off GDP and stock market. Like how well is the country doing off of that, not off because I think we have to redefine wealth in the country. Like, I have never had a desire to be famous or rich. I think my desire has always been to have like a simple, happy fucking family life. That's always been my desire. Yeah. Like right now, I feel like other than maybe being debt free, I don't really have any major fucking goals to have. A pool. I'm gonna get a pool. Like, that's a big fucking goal for me, right? Maybe because we come from humble beginnings, we don't have a whole lot too. Right. But you get to a point in your life, you're like, fuck, that shit's all bullshit. Yeah. Like, I'm chasing this fucking and teach your own. Hey, there's capitalists. We're a capitalist society. People want to create businesses. Great, that's awesome. For me alone, I just find that happiness is. Right now, there's no perfect moment than sitting with you guys talking about this right here.
Having breakfast this morning.
Right. That's like the key. Like That's the definition of wealth to me. Is like I have a crew of friends that I love. I have my family that fucking loves me, and I actually like working with the people I work with. Like I couldn't ask for a better fucking life. Like I don't have any more. But I think sometimes we get caught in this manipulated fucking it's a narrative, and it's kind of capitalism a little bit. Like we need more. I need to have a fucking bigger house. I need to have a nicer car. It's like no, you really don't. You really don't. Like my goal for this summer, my goal is to have my pool in so I can barbecue and have my friends over. That's my goal in my fucking life. I mean, what do you guys think? What is your definition?
I've already. This is my third kingdom, man. I've had raised 2 kingdoms and had both fall. I did that. I built 2 pools. You know, I've been that part, and my kids are gone now. Mm-hmm. So I'm living a different lifestyle.
I don't look at it as if your kingdoms fell.
Oh, I do, because I'm building the third kingdom, and this one's going to be the one right here, baby.
All right, but I didn't look at it like that. Your fucking kids are doing good. You're fucking.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I failed. I just said.
I think it's a different journey.
Yeah,
I think it's a new journey.
It's just a new path in life, and I mean, I'll be 47 this year, but I started my family younger, you know, and I got done with my family stuff younger. Right. I mean, your kids are always going to be your kids, but I've done good with my kids, man. They fucking take care of themselves. They're independent. Very rarely ask me for money or anything. I think that's a pretty good job.
So let me ask you this. So now you're on your third kingdom.
Yeah.
Your words.
Yeah.
So where do you see this kingdom going to where you're like,
probably
now I can sit down on my throne.
Probably out of state, man, because like I said, you know, it's been almost it's been over a year I've been by myself, you know, and I went through the self-destructive phase. I went through, you know, just doing whatever the fuck I wanted and stuff, and then I started tearing this house up. So eventually the house is going to be put together, but I think this is practice for me, this isolation and stuff that I've been out here by myself. It's been practice for moving out of state, dude.
Do you think it's just like with Frage specifically, just because I know you pretty well, it just seems like you're always searching something to believe in. Like you're always trying to find, and this is not even a knock or whatever. It's not criticism or not me judging you, whatever. Like with the Trump stuff or whatever, it's like you're trying to find something to believe in that you can, like, you know, with a lot of religion has fallen off in a lot of ways. A lot of people are trying to find something to believe in. Are you past the stage of raising your kids or whatever? Are you like feel like you're searching for something to believe in, like a lifestyle, a belief system, or something?
Well, I think what I found was after the UFO sighting and stuff, right? I did go through the religious phase, but once I realized that I am God and God is me, and collectively, all together, we are God, right? That's what I've come to. I didn't even search for anything else because I feel like I'm immortal, and I'm going to go to where I came from when I started and probably back again.
So you're still looking for your happy place?
No, I've been happy for a long time, man. I mean, I've been happy. It's just that, like you said, you know, the capitalism part of it, fucking workers' comp fucking with me, not getting paid, my credit score, all that kind of static and fuzz would have affected me in my 30s or my 20s, right?
Yeah, even stress the fuck out.
But now I don't give a fuck. Like, what do I need a credit score for? I got a fucking house. I got a fucking car. I mean, I'm not tripping on that shit. And you know what? Like Les Schwab called me, I need to make a payment or something, right? I'm like, you'll get it when I get it. I mean, check my bank account. That shit's bouncing right now, dude. You ain't getting shit.
You'll get it when I get it.
Yeah.
That's fucking
but
funny.
I ain't tripping, man. You know what I mean? I've never been happier. The only thing that is really different is not working. You know, not having to get up at a certain time and play that program.
Go somewhere.
Yeah, Monday through Friday, because every day is like Saturday.
Yeah. What about you, DJ? What's like your something you're searching for? Something that kind of you've reached. You know, and I know we were talking about this morning about retiring and stuff.
Yeah. No, my main focus right now is to make sure him and his sister are because they're about to be out of the nest, you know what I mean, when they're ready, you know what I mean, but to make sure that they're on a right path for them to start their journey. And once their journey started, I feel like that's why I started thinking, like, one day I want to be able to wake up and go, I ain't gonna go work for somebody else no more.
I'm done. Yeah,
I'm gonna fucking advertise my fucking boat as a charter. If you want to come,
there you go.
If you want to come fish Lake Comanche, you know what I mean? And you can charter my boat. I'll drive it for you, or I'll show you where it's at. You can just show up. I'll provide the poles. I want to So yeah, you were saying that's when people die.
No, you have a means for existence, and you're saying charter boat, whatever, fishing, whatever. That's still a means for existence.
Yeah.
And I know.
I re-explain that.
Yeah, and I know what you mean, and I what I mean is like you have to like I always wanted to, and it sounds crazy, just build furniture and shit. Like I always wanted a shop so I could build shit like that. Yeah. That would be my retirement, and it's not even about making money off it, just about being able to do it.
Something that you have to do that day, or you feel
and that's what I mean when you lose, when you stop working. If you die, you start dying unless you have something something to make your life worth something. Like it has to be. You have to have some worth in yourself. You have to. You can't just sit there and watch TV all fucking day. Then you die. You just fucking whittle away.
No, I think you got to have hobbies. That's a big part of it. Is hobbies. You know,
you gotta have something.
Like my dad Cliff, he's been retired like 15 years now, dude.
And your hobby can't be sitting on the couch drinking beer, watching your favorite show, dude, because that's when you die.
No, you stop doing stuff. You stop doing it. That's like when I bought this house. I did it for a reason. I knew I wanted to do work on it.
Project.
Yeah,
so
projects.
It would be your wake up. And
the Winchester. It's like the Winchester house.
Oh God, there's the door. Fucking laminate floors that start and end.
Hey, but
that's what I was thinking, dude.
Here's the different shit, though, man.
So the souls don't enter.
Here's what happened, though, bro. A lot of people talk shit, but they don't walk the walk. I'm the opposite. If I say I'm gonna do it, I fucking do it, man.
I was telling Danny that the other day. I go, this guy just fucking fuck it. I'll figure it out as I go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm always afraid to open that can of worms that I can't get out of, and then I have to farm it out or something like that. 'Cause I don't want to do that, you know.
Yeah, but there's something to be said as far as saying when you're gonna say you do something, you just fucking. I hate the people who say I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do, and it never happens, dude. Never. That was the thing with the pool. Is like we brought up the pool, and I said, Sarah, we're gonna get a pool, and it was like and then we got to the point where it was like gonna be a lot of money, and she's like, well, we might not do it, and I'm like. Wait, we went through this whole fucking process. I'm not a person to say, we're going to do this, and then don't do it. I sound like a fucking idiot. If I'm going to do it, let's fucking do it.
Now, here's what bugs me, right? Because every time I say something, and you'll know where I'm going with this in a second.
I already know.
Every time I say something, it may not happen that day that I am making it, wanting to have it.
Oh, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, someone goes, well, you fucking said you were going to do this. I have every intention to do that. But guess what? The fucking fence fell over. Oh, guess what? The fucking car broke down.
Yes.
Guess what? Yes. I had to work some overtime. Oh, guess what? I had to go to Sonora. I had to, shit happens. So,
shit happens. Yeah. Like so, I wanted to do something, and it was like something else came into light, and I was like, fuck, I can't do that. But my intention was to fucking do it, and if I had that space, I would do it.
So, like yesterday, me and him were gonna go out and work on the 6-4 in the morning, right? There's a few things we gotta button up, and then we take it somewhere. And my Tío Jaime, shout out Ruben Garcia.
What up, bro?
Yeah, I mean, he calls up and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? We haven't talked in a while." Blah blah blah. He goes, "I'm gonna go to Bass Pro," and I thought, you know what? I rarely get to see this guy. So I was like, "Danny, you want to go to Bass Pro?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Okay," and then he was like, "I thought you were gonna work on the car." I said, well, I think hanging out with my Tío Jaime for a few hours and stuff like that, since I rarely get to see him, was a little bit...
No, and that's the agree. That's the best way to be is flexible, man.
So can I touch one thing? I got one thing to say about... we were talking about our happiness, right? How we gauge happiness.
Yeah.
You guys know how I grew up, right? There was a time where I would wake up, nobody'd be in the house, I didn't know why, and I was at home by myself, and I'd go in the fridge, and there was nothing. Dude.
Yeah.
I actually ate dry rice one time, bro. And yeah.
Hey, I know, brother. I spent time living in the car. I feel you, man.
Yeah. So my happiness is that my kids never had to do that.
That's right. Always had the power on. Always had milk in the fridge. Never fucking missed a game. Never missed a practice. All that shit.
They never had to make excuses to their friends why their clothes are dirty.
That's right.
Why they're fucking... shit like that.
Wear the same shirt to school 3 days in a row.
That's my fucking happiness.
Yeah. No, and you know what? That's what it is.
I try not to break, bro.
No. It's all good, dude.
It's part of chain breaking, man. You're a chain breaker, and that's why I consider myself as a chain breaker.
And it's good motivation too.
It's the best motivation.
It is the best motivation because it's like okay, I lived with my mom and Jim for a while. We actually didn't have power for like a year. Right, we stole power. I couldn't imagine fucking not having power right now for my fucking children. Right. Like that's motivation. Like, or you're gonna get your birthday present when I get my check on Friday. Yeah. Like not on your birthday day.
Yeah.
Like, but DG, listen to this. Like, this is fucking awesome that we could do this for our kids. But there is something to be said to go through that fucking struggle that builds some sort of callus, that builds some sort of strength.
That's
right. Like, and it's not a takeaway, because I tell my kids all the time, like, you guys are weak because you guys never had no fucking struggle. That's not their fault.
That's not their fault.
It's not their fault. And it shouldn't be like that.
It's a difference of becoming a king or inheriting a kingdom. That's the difference.
Can I tell you how I've explained it to him and his sister multiple times?
Yeah.
And I picture it like a cliff and you're jumping to the water or whatever you're doing, right? I started on this platform here. This was my platform, whatever it may be, okay? And I jumped as high as I could to get to that next platform and whatever that was. But I went up. I tried to go up. Well, guess what? Your platform is here. I don't want you climbing down.
Yes.
That's right.
You gotta go to that next level. I've gotten you here so that I can put you on my shoulder and you can reach that.
Yes, exactly.
Not be happy where you're at and just fuck it.
And one time, and maybe your dad don't remember this, but one time, me and your dad were riding somewhere. We went over to the check cashing place.
You're talking to Danny.
I'm talking to Danny.
Okay.
Just a story.
People on the show won't.
Yes. Well, and we go over there. We roll over there, and I go, "Where you going?" He goes, "I'm going to the check cashing place. I'm gonna write a check. I'm gonna try to get $50. We're gonna get $50." And we were riding together. He didn't ask me for $50 fucking dollars, and I'm like, "D, just ask me for the fucking $50, bro." And he was like, "Nah, it's all good. It's all good." He had to do it for him fucking self. He had to fucking and he don't have to. I should never say you don't owe anybody anything, because there is people that on your way up that fucking either mentally support you or whatever.
Yeah.
But you got to give your pops credit. He fucking figured out a way to make it happen on every step. Coming from, I was there. I seen what he was living like. Absolutely fucking nothing to where he's at right now. You got to give the man a certain amount of fucking respect, whether even you agree with his politics or his belief system or whatever. But you earn a certain amount of respect for what you've done in your life, where you started and where you ended up. I just seen those little things that still hit me like fuck, he did that shit, and that's inspiring, because I've been in situations where I was like, fuck money, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Like, and we've been in a situation where Sarah's like, we can borrow from my dad. I'm like, no, fuck that. I'll live in my fucking car before I fucking die. I'll figure it out. And we figured it out.
Yeah.
So you got to give certain people a certain amount of respect for that.
Well, here's what it is. There's a lot of people use excuses to become drug addicts or alcoholics or fall off of that platform like you were talking about, right? But what we've all done, we all come from broken homes and stuff, but what we've done is use that as a fucking mallet to fucking get up the ladder.
There's a lot of people always tell me, bro, how did you fucking come out of that? I go, dude, I had the prime example in my face of what I never wanted to be. I never wanted to be that. Yep. It was in my face every day of... you can learn from success, and you can learn from failure, and you don't have to experience it to look at it and go, that is not what I fucking want to do.
No,
that's not what I want to be.
I live with a bunch of families, man, and when I lived with the Harrisons, I was like, this is the type of family I want to have,
Right.
And I basically mimicked Wayne and Debbie's way they brought up. They brought in me, an outsider, right? I've raised outsider kids.
I'm just picturing Wayne walking to the grocery store with a tinfoil hat. I want to be just like that.
Yeah, they're going to watch the show and go, please don't give us credit for what
No, it takes a lot of fucking, I get beat on all the time still. Social media, on the text lines, whatever like that. It takes a fucking leatherback to be able to take that, or to wear a tinfoil hat. I do it jokingly just to play my part, because it's what I do.
Yeah,
but
it's fine.
No, we get it, bro.
But sincerely, man, without the struggle, life isn't the same. If you had money to do anything you wanted to do, it wouldn't be the same.
Well, they say what you would do with a little is what you do with a lot. And it's true. Like let me.
I get it.
And I'm not going to say exactly what we did. So this holidays, we went and we took several families and we did something nice for a lot of people that wouldn't either had a Christmas, wouldn't be able to pay their bills, paid electric bill. We bought Christmas presents. We gave people money. We did a lot of different things for these people. There was nothing more rewarding than fucking doing that. There's nothing that I could ever bought myself that would have been more rewarding than that. Like, I feel like I'm being part of the solution, because I think we're two people. Part of the solution, part of the problem. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the fucking problem. You know, you got to be productive. You got to be able to be responsible. Take care of yourself. Do all the stuff you're supposed to do. And you get to a point where you're like, I have a little bit. I'm going to help somebody else. That's how I always feel. Like, if I had a lot, I would... The first thing that's popping in your mind when you win the lottery, I'm like, okay, I'll buy this person that. I'll buy that person that. I'll give him that. I don't even think about, okay, I'm going to buy myself this fucking $20 million. I'd be like, I don't need none of that shit. I have everything I want right now.
And here's the thing that you guys are going to have to go through.
And that's wealth.
When the kids do leave, right, is because I've always put my kids first. Or I always put my old lady first and then the kids, right? Like, I try to keep it like that. Always blow Christmas up and shit like that, right? But what happens now is I'm having to learn to be selfish. I'm having to learn to take care of myself, right?
Right.
I've never had to do that. When I first started cooking dinner, I'm cooking dinner for 8 people still.
Yeah, you're like,
and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, you idiot?
Yeah.
Eating lasagna for 4 days in a row. You know, but
no, my
it's a learning process. Yeah,
is honestly, that's a great one, dude. To where you're sustained enough that you can help others.
Yeah,
that's fucking bad.
No, it's a scenario like I was telling
and
you.
It's not even about.
I would rather you have it than me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even about buying anything. It's like that one day I text DG. I don't know, just hey, bro, I love you. I'm proud of you. It's just those little things that you could do for people that will change their fucking day or change their perspective.
That was great.
Or just randomly, I'll text Fraser, say, Fraser, I love you, bro. But we got to realize life's so short.
It was just me. Damn.
Well, that was a different one. We got to realize life's so short. We've got to share the wealth, and the share of the wealth is sharing the happiness.
No, that's why when you said you were gonna make it all the way here today, I was fucking stoked. You know,
I was too. Well, now I have to go to your house, dude. I was hoping you never came, so I never had to go to your house, but now I have to go, dude.
Dude, I travel to see you guys any chance I.
No, I would have went too, but I had family Christmas that day, dude.
Yeah, I know that.
I was gonna go.
I think what do you got next weekend? Is there a fight next weekend?
It's the Super Bowl.
It's a Super Bowl.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Ooh.
Saturday, I'm gonna help my Dale Hyman get his car fired up.
Yeah.
All right, we got retire stigmata. Okay, here we go. How about Biden's first week as president?
Oh, fuck.
How much time are we at?
Yeah, we're over an hour right now. We got some time.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're okay. We went kind of long. Yeah. All right.
How about Biden's first week? So you guys happy with the new president or what, man?
No, but I kind of he's pretty much doing the things he said he was going to fucking do, and we kind of knew what we were going to get.
And you
right?
voted for him, Weller?
Yes, I did.
Okay, here's the narrative that I told everybody, and when I say everybody, obviously my family, my wife, my daughter, everybody that I converse with, right? Not everybody. So, he's talking about how bad of a job Trump was doing while Trump was still in office, right? Mm-hmm. Coronavirus, he's failing on this, he's failing on that, failing on that. Is he doing any better? Did he have some magical fucking plan that was going to be initiated his freaking first 2 days of office? No. And I told everybody, I go, anytime a man tells you he can do a better job, but doesn't tell you what he's going to do,
yes,
it's because he's just trying to...
He's piggybacking.
He's trying to push this guy down so he can take his spot.
Mm-hmm.
He had no fucking other plan than what was already happening.
Right.
No other plan. If we went by their plan, the traveling would have came in longer. They denounced him for that, for shutting down travel. They denounced him for all kinds of shit, but they had no alternative.
It didn't matter who was going to be president.
No.
It was a no-win situation.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter now. It's a no-win situation. It's like, it's even with the Russian thing with Trump. It's like I kept saying, Trump has no fucking, he's not in no direct ties with fucking Russia or some shit like that. Like if
Hey, but does Biden?
China.
No, I'm talking about Russia, Burisma, fucking.
Yeah, I don't think there's no fucking secret fucking backdoor. We're gonna fucking overtake. Like I'm not real big on the.
I'm talking financial
conspiracy theory shit.
No, I'm not talking conspiracy theory. I'm talking truth. Hunter Biden was on the Burisma board, right? Which does what? Sells gas, right?
Energy. Yeah.
And now you're shutting down the Keystone Pipeline. Where are we gonna have to get gas from?
It's tough to get into all that because I mean it's like.
Because this is the truth.
I don't even want to go back to Trump because it's past. But we could do that. I mean, we could say the Saudis came.
We know you'll do that.
Well, the Saudis came and stayed in the Trump hotel for $1 million a night when it's fucking $500 a night, and then a week later they got an arms deal. Fucking, I mean, it's all convoluted and it's all fucked up, dude. Yeah. And we joke and we play and we vote and we do whatever we want. At the end of the day, all that really fucking matters is what you fucking do with your fucking life, dude.
Dude, but
I voted.
They're getting to a point where they're trying to restrict the things.
Yeah, they are. You got to wear a mask now, right? You got to get a shot now.
That's That's a minute fucking thing. Let's be
so
real.
so what are you saying? What do you feel like they're restricting from you?
Okay, I like to go out and shoot guns.
Okay.
I can't even go buy rounds for a gun I have registered.
Is that, and I'm just asking, is that because California? Is that basically California?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you'll talk to actually people that have their own gun shops,
Mm-hmm.
and they know for a fact that the registration line that's ran by the state purposely will kick you off and kick you off and kick you off and kick you off, and you'll call, you'll never get a claim back, and all you're trying to do is a gun that's already registered. You have to register it again in there under that caliber so that you can go to the store and buy a 357 Magnum because you have a GP 100 revolver.
Yes. And so, I mean, what are we going to do? I mean, it's California. I mean, I voted against. I didn't vote for Newsom. I didn't vote for.
I'm not talking about how it doesn't matter how you're voting anymore. I'll be honest with you. I think.
Yeah, I think that's.
But doesn't it matter? Your local elections really matter, because Texas is not like that. It's like, I mean, the government that they have installed in there is not buying that shit.
Huh?
Montana, Colorado,
Wyoming.
those local elections that you're voting for, I think it really matters. Those people are not fucking doing the same thing California is restricting California.
But 11 million people in LA County are dictating what I do up here 800 miles away.
That's what should happen. We should have county per county.
Now you want county?
Yeah, county to county, bro.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
That's another thing.
I don't think it's gonna happen. But here. Okay, we were talking about. I don't think a state. Okay, so what do you think about the Constitution? How wide ranging should that cover the way we live in the United States? How wide? Obviously, see. So you hesitated.
Yeah.
Because the Second Amendment.
The Constitution now is just a guideline.
Yeah, the Second Amendment doesn't say because, what if, why. You know, it doesn't say that. It says we should have the type of firepower we need to overthrow a tyrannical government, right?
Not to overthrow it, but to defend yourself.
Defend yourself against it.
Yeah, word that shit the right way, because then people get.
Well, I like overthrow better.
No, because then you're talking to coup. Then you're going to turn into the idiots.
And there goes the fucking. You're losing your point off of being extreme.
Yeah. So look, man, I like to be able to defend myself in my home. Oh, do you need an assault rifle to do that? I'm not even talking about an assault rifle, which is a stupid term, made up fucking term.
Yeah, like conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it's funny. And then you look at the people that are dictating these laws or putting them on the ballot, right, to be voted on.
And they're protected by the same firearms.
They don't even. Yeah, they got armed guards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's hypocrisy, right? And I know you'll agree with a lot of hypocrisy that goes on, the hypocrisy part of it. But like an AR-15, what is an AR-15?
I'm not into guns, so it's it's a
right. So say you were a local leader.
I know it's not a machine gun.
No.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So they think it stands. This one lady got up there and she was like, assault rifle. I said, no, it's Armalite.
Yeah.
Armalite is who started manufacturing that gun, and that AR thing just stuck with it.
It's just a platform, yeah.
And this is the overcorrection that I'm talking about.
It'll shoot 60 rounds out of a 30-round magazine in 2.3 seconds.
Because first of all, I'm all for have whatever gun you want. That's just me. I'm all for whatever you want. You want to have your gun.
I know that. I'm not attacking you right
now.
No.
I know.
A point.
But this is the overcorrection. Is that it's like the mass shootings in the school and everything. Honestly, I believe it's the parenting anyways. I don't think it's the guns or any of that shit. Absolutely. I think it's that's just a blame game, right? We're blaming other things so we don't take responsibility for that kid shooting up the school. Who the fuck are his parents? Who the fuck, don't know that their kid's in the dark room all day fucking playing with fucking guns.
Hey, right. But here's the scenario too, Eller, is what you're doing is you're taking these opportunities away from law-abiding people who follow the rules, right? And the only ones that do have these guns are the guys that are doing illegal shit to begin with. And the same ones that are going to fuck up schools or fucking do that shit illegally, right? I'm not going to go out and fucking shoot a school up, right? And I'm definitely not going to go out and buy a new gun to shoot up a school with. If I was going to do that, I'd just use the guns I got. You see what I'm saying? But the laws are fixed against people like me that follow the rules.
This is cool. Like, my brother Josh will literally took Aaliyah and DJ and explain to them what a gun is, how you use a gun, how to be safe with a gun. He went through that. He just didn't say, "Hey, there's a gun over there, go fire it." Like, he explained to him how to use it, when to use it. You don't, how to be safe with it. All that's I mean, maybe that's a lot of that's lacking too. But that has to do with parenting.
It's parenting.
Has to do with
what I did with the girls. I said, when you can take this gun apart and put it back together safely and make sure it fires, then we can go shooting.
Yes, obviously California is the extreme case in the fucking country. And do I agree with that? No. That's why I vote against a lot of this shit anyways. But most of the time it's funny just to fucking rent space in your head when I say crazy shit. But honestly, I vote against this. I vote for people to have guns. I'm all for that. You know, it's...
So this is like Biden's first week, right? So we got
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
Biden, one of his big things was he's going to come take your guns.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't enact anything this week. You know, or this couple weeks had done that, but anyway.
Well, with the guns and stuff, and I know that the state to state, the restrictions are going to vary or whatever, but first, the religion, guns, and all that stuff, that has to go to the Supreme Court. All that's going to go through the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court, even on a left-leaning Supreme Court, is always going to stand up for the constitutional rights. Right now, we have a far right-leaning Supreme Court.
No, we don't. Robertson's a fucking flipper, dude.
Dude, we have a majority.
We have majority rights.
With that, come on.
On paper, you do, but you see how they vote, and it's not.
Well, you see the pipeline thing. You see Texas is fighting it right now, right? So, like, and I honestly do believe that the state should govern themselves and be representative of the people in that state. You're right. It's fucked up. California is an extreme version of so many people concentrated in here are determining the rural areas people. In a lot of other states, they don't have those large, Montana, Colorado, Idaho, they don't have those large, like LA, San Diego, San Francisco, that dictate the rest. And we're a big state. Yeah. So you're taking a lot of that population is dictating, which is fucked up for a lot of the people who want to live how they've been living for fucking years. Yeah. So that's why there's an exodus, too, of California to other states. Right. Do I agree with it? No. But I guess in America, we do have an option to move to another state.
Oh, yeah.
But you're right to have an opinion and to complain because you work, you pay taxes, and you have a right to have fucking... You want to carry a gun? Carry a fucking gun. I'm not even opposed to that.
I carry a gun most of the time, dude. I don't have concealed carry, but I carry one most of the time because, you know what? I'd rather explain that I was carrying one illegally that I own to defend myself.
An armed society is a polite society?
An armed society is a polite society.
Would you road rage if you knew the guy next to you was packing?
Well, yeah, it's tough. No, it's tough for me to. It's tough for me to say because I don't road rage anyways, and I don't. But because this is how I think, D.
Best road rage movie, Unhinged. Russell Crowe.
I think that okay, I have to be willing to go all the way. If I'm gonna road rage, I'm gonna flip somebody off. I gotta be willing to go all the fucking way, right? That's why even when I get mad at Sarah and she's like, "Hey, you fucking asshole," and I'll be like, "Hey." we gotta assume that guy's gonna follow us, and I gotta go all the way. Yeah. That's why I'm respectful. Even when people cut me off, I'm like, "Go ahead,
like,
go ahead,
idiot.
Go ahead."
Yeah.
I wave people in.
I used to fucking.
But D, you've went all the way before too.
Yeah, I go all the way.
So I know that in myself as I'm not going all the fucking way.
I don't want to.
So it's not worth it to me. So I don't road rage. That's why when you ask that, I assume that person is going to carry a gun. I assume that person is going to shoot me or stab me or fucking run me over. Right. So I already assume that. I assume that carrying armed society is. But I try to be. I try to think differently. So I'm trying to think out of the box that I don't think.
You're thinking like a normal human being, but there's not a lot of normal.
And I think there's a lot of anger. People have a lot of fucking anger in them, and they got to figure out where to fucking figure out where to get that.
I get my anger out and I get my stress relief and shit like that. I like to either go fishing. Or I like to go shooting, right? And I enjoy watching my kids excel at all that. And,
I'm old school. I'm just
stuff like that. And now that even that is getting restrictive, and that's what I'm talking about. They're taking away my livelihood, and I served this country for fucking 24 years, dude.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna choke motherfuckers.
Okay, let's talk about something else Biden implemented this week was the transgender athlete stuff, man.
Oh yeah, we touched on that last week.
Yeah, and Fraser was right. What he said last week was that you're dictating what a large portion of society has to do for very, very. I don't even think it's 1%. You said 1%. I think it's smaller than 1%. It's such a small percentage of society. And like DG said, you want to be called Karen instead of Keith. That's all good. Whatever, acknowledge it. But people say, you know, we have to change our language. And I was having this conversation with my daughter. Like, no, you don't. You can say whatever the fuck you want. But you have to know where you're at. Like, if you're in a business setting, you have to know that there'll be consequences for whatever you fucking say. Like, a freedom of speech is not freedom of speech. Not
when you're getting paid to speak.
You gotta say what you can say. Whatever the fuck you want to say. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. There's just gonna be consequences to what you fucking say, right? You have to accept those consequences. If that freedom of speech means that much to you, you'll accept those consequences. But with the transgender stuff and accepting that, that's fine. Live your life, but you're not
talking in general transgender. We were talking specifically
athletes,
because that's what it's about, dude.
Do you want to
come on, man?
Wrestling your daughter?
Yes, that's absolutely absurd. Because your bone mass, your all that stuff is determine who you can't.
Yeah, but do this.
That's why at age 8 years old they don't play sports anymore.
Google the women's world weightlifting champion. Google the women's world weightlifting champion, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And then MMA is another one. Another one I don't see. Like there was a meme where LeBron James won 6 NBA championships, and he won 23 WNBA championships, and he retired at the age of 66.
Right.
You know? Yeah. I've said that before with the overcorrection of society. We feel like sometimes we don't accept these people, so we overcorrect and we try to give them more rights than regular fucking citizens have. Yeah. It's fucked up. The whole world is kind of like when I told DG, it was like my grandfather said, you know, I'm tired of this world. I want to die. I wish I was dead. I don't want to live this. And he died angry, and the world keeps moving on forward. So sometimes we just either got to adjust or just be fucking angry.
Oh man, my Grandpa Ray, I shout out my Grandpa Ray because
angry.
Yeah.
I was sitting. My Grandpa Ray had some type of mesothelioma from working in the naval yards and shit. He's dying, but I went in to see him, and we had to wear fucking
Moxie,
the fucking outbreak outfits and shit. And I was talking to him like, Grandpa, is there anything I could do for you? And he said, but I'd really appreciate if you asked that nurse, she'd come over here and sit on my face.
And he still had a sense of humor.
Yeah, he did. And he's like 78, and I'm talking to him and shit, and he's like, look it, my body is old, it's dying, it's decrepit, but my mind is still 25 years old.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think him, and I think about him all the time still. I just talked to some other guy about him the other day, but that's where we're at, man. We still have this type of fun and friendship and stuff because we have grown mentally and spiritually together over the years, man, where we can still get back and hit each other in the nuts and do that kind of shit, dude.
Like this. So, okay, Biden's first week, right? I just had an analogy pop into my head.
Yeah.
I view him as a football team.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, it may be the football team you root for or not, but you got money on him. You got money on that team, right? Mm-hmm. So you're rooting for him. But he's that team I'm looking at, and I'm betting it because of the odds. Mm-hmm. Right? Because you get a bigger winning out of it. And I'm rooting for him, but I have my doubts of whether he's going to get it done or not.
100%.
And the way I see it is,
like it or not, he's the leader of our country right now.
I know he's your president. Whatever you say,
fucking conspiracy people can be like, nope, in 2 weeks it's gonna fucking change, and everybody's getting arrested, and they're all gonna be put on this island, and it fucking, you know what I mean? And fuck all that,
dude.
Right now, this is what we got to deal with. Okay, those
why are you guys fucking with me?
Room in the corner in the fetal position.
Yeah.
This is all fuck.
No,
fuck that.
Yeah,
get out there and make a difference. However, whatever.
You know, it's great too. Antifa started.
He ain't driving you to work.
Antifa started they started their fucking anti-Biden thing in Portland. You see that? Where they're like, fuck
Antifa?
Biden.
Yeah, and they thought that was their base.
Yeah.
They thought
it's not their base.
Well, look at where the donations are going to Antifa from now, dude. They're not from the Democratic Party. It's not funded by Democrats anymore. That's just stopped.
George Soros?
Soros has been behind it for a while. Hey, but no, sincerely, if you went to Black Lives Matter and you see where the money funnels to,
that was from the Blues.
Yeah,
they were being funded by the Democratic Party.
Yeah, and like a lot of that stuff, like there's Black Lives Matter. There's two branch offs. There's a movement that actually had good intentions and we're trying to do good, and there's always a branch off that breaks off that's far fucking extreme. It's like with everything. It's just far fucking extreme, and they give all them a bad fucking name, and then they almost like it's like they envelop or they invade.
They get infiltrated by these extremists.
And the cause goes down. It's like that with almost everything.
I'll tell you what, man.
The guys that were part of the Capitol invasion or whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? When those people went in there and started tearing shit up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those people were not Trump supporters.
No.
Some were. Some were.
And if you see you watch the videos long enough, you'll see the guys that are beating on the window. They get taken down by Trump guys. They're like, "Fuck you! You don't do that." Yeah.
But you've seen the same thing in the riots when the Antifa come and the Black Lives Matter were grabbing those people and said, "Stop fucking doing that."
That's not what we're fucking doing here.
Yes.
Yeah, they were smashing windows.
That's what's fucking up our cause.
And I'll throw something out there. It's on Google or YouTube. You can check it out. It's an Antifa lady, right? And she's a little chubby, maybe 30s-ish, short hair.
Yeah.
She started helped start the Antifa movement. And when she talks, she's so eloquent. She speaks very well. Everything she starts to say, I actually agree with. You know, the Democrats and Republicans are the two branches of the same tree, right? They're all against us, basically. And when she's talking, man, I would go for her fucking gig altogether. But she is no part of the violence. She's no part of the burning, the destruction, any of that kind of stuff.
All right, let's say this. Let's continue this next Sunday. I know DG has to go. But this was awesome, dude. Yeah, fuck yeah.
This is tight like this. Dude. This is tight like this.
Play some music. I don't know what shit.
All right, I got some.
Play some music on the way out.
He said, 18 with the butt.
Do us a favor. Hit like, subscribe. We do got some new fucking swag coming out soon as I get paid.
Hey, I don't know what's going to come on.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro. It's so crazy now when I go shopping, grocery shopping, right? Mm-hmm. It's like $60. Right?
It's necessities.
Dude.
This guy got rice and beans and fucking...
I'm just talking about beer.
Powder milk.
You got it going, DG?
Dude, this is Valley Springs reception.
Oh, shit. I better put it on my Wi-Fi.
I got it.
Oh, tell it how it is.
This is new stuff, bro.
Dude, the Tinfoil is hot, dude. I'll tell you that shit.
Percocets.
Roll us out, bro. Roll us out.